My life hasn't always been like this. In fact, it looked a little bit more like this. As a kid, I grew up in the Netherlands. The social norms had a major influence on my life decisions, which career path to take, how to behave, what to believe, etc. If you are being completely honest with yourself, are you truly happy? For me, the biggest part of my life, the answer to this question was no. I remember dreaming about a certain lifestyle and about doing the things I always dreamed of, but society and limiting beliefs held me down. Looking back, all these experiences and memories made me into the person I am today, and I want to share a piece of my story in order to inspire you to live your wildest dreams, because every day can be the first day of your next life. For those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Susan and I am originally from the Netherlands. I am from a very small town in the southern part of the Netherlands, and my story starts when I went to college and I moved away from my hometown and I went to study tourism management. Moving away from my hometown and studying tourism management were probably the 4 longest years of my entire life. I was severely depressed. I barely left my house only to go to college, and other than that I wouldn't see a single person, and I hated my life, and I thought this is what life was all about, because a lot of people that I talked to had exactly the same problems, and they said, yeah, just put on a Netflix show, tomorrow will hopefully be better. This is what I did, and months went by, and months turned into years, and years eventually turned into 4 years of me being severely unhappy. During these 4 years, I worked as a waitress on the side of my studies, so I did this during the weekends, and I knew that this money was going to be my ticket to freedom one day. I had no idea when, but I knew I needed to have money and I needed to save up my money in order to build something up. And with that in the back of my mind, I had hope, and hope is something really beautiful because it makes people do really amazing things. And for me, this was to, instead of 2 days a week, work 4 days a week or 5 days a week. Even when I actually didn't have time and I needed to study, I was working in order to save up money because I had a goal in my mind, and this was to have freedom. So after being depressed for 4 years, trying to get my degree, I finally had my degree and it was useless. This made me really unhappy, and again it showed me that life is not fun, life is difficult, life sucks, and again everyone around me said it will probably be better next year. But I didn't want to wait 1 more year in order to be finally happy, find peace, find joy. It was all taking too long. So this is when I decided, okay, you know what? I am gonna make myself happy no matter what I have to do. I sat down with my mom and I told her, I am not happy at this moment. My degree is useless, so I don't have anything else to lose. I want to go to Bali and see if I can become a content creator. Back then, I still didn't really fully know what a content creator was and what I was supposed to do, but I knew it was better than sitting at home being depressed and unemployed. So I took all my life savings and bought a one-way ticket in the middle of a global pandemic to Bali, Indonesia. I wasn't sure when I was going to see my family again, but I just knew I wanted to make something out of life. I knew that if I wanted to become a content creator, I needed to surround myself with like-minded people and mentors. Unfortunately, I couldn't find these people in the Netherlands, and I knew Bali was the hotspot to find them. Plus, I also figured out that if you want to create content, you need to be in beautiful surroundings and beautiful nature. Terrified of the decision I was about to make, I sat down my mom and I told her about my plan. I cried and I was shaking of fear. I knew this was going to be the first chapter of my new life. My mom, as a beautiful angel she is, told me, Susan, I will support you no matter what you do and where you are. And for me, this is what gave me the confidence to book my one-way ticket. After I booked my plane ticket to go to Bali, I got scammed and I lost again a lot of money, which was valuable money for me at that time. This was a huge setback for me because I was already terrified to move by myself to the other side of the world, and then this happened. So this was definitely not a good beginning of my journey at all, and I want to give this to you as well. There are going to be setbacks, a lot of them. Your journey will not be easy, but life is full of situations where there are good and bad situations. But if you really look at it, are there really bad situations? I really want you guys to think about this, because all the bad situations are huge learning curves in your life. Now that I look back at it, I am insanely grateful for all my bad experiences I had, because it made me into the person I am today. It made me so much more wiser, and I know now a lot of valuable information. Whenever anything negative happens to you, there is a deep lesson concealed within it. Although you may not see it at the time, even a brief illness or an accident can show you what is real and unreal in your life, what ultimately matters and what doesn't. Arriving all by myself in Bali, I was still super afraid, and I was still very unsure about what the future would hold for me. But I want to give you guys one thing, and this is what helped me through my whole first year of living in Bali. For me, I made my mind up. It was all or nothing. There was no way back for me. I did not even think about the option that I could book a ticket back to the Netherlands and pursue my old life or get a job from 9 to 5 there. This was simply not even an option. And I think I did everything in my power to make it work. I still had no idea what I was doing. I invested in 2 courses, and they basically instructed me what it even was to be a content creator and how to operate a camera, because I didn't even know. I learned what it was like to be an influencer, what you had to do, how to grow on social media. I would work 10 to 12 hours a day without a break, and just by learning and absorbing things. Everything that I didn't know, I would Google on YouTube. I took complete control over my own life, and every setback I saw as a lesson and not as something to demotivate me. I first started to write a blog. This didn't work out because I realized writing was not really a thing that I liked. Then I started to put all my attention and focus on TikTok, and then I had 100,000 followers on TikTok and I lost my account. Then I started over on Instagram, and I realized that I couldn't really earn a lot of money with Instagram. So now we are talking about 7 or 8 months of trial and error and no income coming my way. Still, I didn't give up because I had a dream and I know it was possible. I also put myself in uncomfortable situations of meeting new people, meeting new mentors, and this is when I also met a very important person in my life who introduced me to YouTube. He said that I had a gift of storytelling and being charismatic in front of a camera, and being still insecure as I was terrified of starting to vlog, but again, I just did it. I put myself out there and I didn't even think twice about it, because so many people can get lost into getting caught up in the situation, being afraid what people think of them. But by just doing and making mistakes, you're gonna learn from these mistakes. And by learning from your mistakes, you're gonna grow as fast as possible. So don't get stuck in a theoretical part, but please go out and put yourself out there. Starting YouTube was completely new for me, so I hired an editor while I still wasn't earning any income. So I paid him off my savings, which was again super scary because my savings went down and down every month. And like I said, for me, it was not an option of going back. So I worked even harder. I started working at 8 a.m. in the morning, and at 1 a.m. I was still working because I knew I needed to make this happen. Long story short, it worked out. And by doing this, results started to come in. I also listened to my editor. He came with a lot of good advices on topical videos that I could make, and before I knew it, my videos went viral and I got monetized within 2 or 3 months of starting YouTube, which was the biggest blessing for me at all. After that, my life has been going so fast, and right now I am talking about 3 years ago. So this is a little bit of my background story, and in those 3 years, so many things happened, and it all got me to where I am today, which I am so grateful about. Now that I have a significant audience, I use my voice and story to show that everything you can imagine is possible. If I can do it, everyone can. I receive weekly messages that I inspired people to quit their job and that they moved to their dream country and started to work online. This is now my purpose and life mission, and it's only the beginning. My business has now evolved into having an online presence of over 600,000 followers on multiple platforms platforms and a monthly reach of almost 4 million people worldwide. I grew my team into 6 people who make it possible to produce daily content on multiple platforms. I get to change lives for the better through my content, guides, and coaching calls, and I expanded my business into real estate, so now I get to welcome visitors into my Bali villas. There are still so many goals and dreams for me to be achieved, but I do hope that I inspire you guys by telling a little piece of my story, and I do want to say one more last thing. Living happily is a matter of choosing to fulfill the positive demands of your inner self over societal expectations. You don't have to be what they want you to be. We need more people to start living instead of surviving. We need more people to come alive. Time is slipping away at the same rate for us all. Whether you're happy, depressed, awake, or sleeping, life is moving forward at a consistency. This whole thing is only once. All that you ever known and ever felt in this experience is only once. Express yourself, love deeply, and build connections. Interact with life in a way that makes you feel enlightened and at home in yourself. Life is way too short to not be doing what you want to do. So I really hope that I have inspired you guys to start live your dream lives. If you have any questions, if you want to talk about something, please send an email to my email address. I put it in the description down below. And for now, go and make your dreams reality.